include elevator buttons stopping functioning, which is one of the biggest problems in the game at the moment, elevators and transit. Also, transit in some landing zones has no collision and causes players to fall through the floor. Com array repair contracts become hidden when another player enters that location. Copium-related missions are not displaying in contracts. Party members don't appear on the maps. Missions can stop progressing after landing in a hangar. Storing items to storage access can drop the items and then break them so they're not interactable anymore. That's actually quite a short list, and as I said, hopefully CIG will be able to address all of those bugs. I do believe that's the cadence for these monthly patches. They'll say, look, these are known issues. We're going to try and make sure we deal with these, as well as a load of other bugs that we discover in the meantime, if possible. Is it possible that they'd hold a monthly patch back by a week to address something like this? Yeah, it's possible. Also, we don't know when the normal monthly patch cycle is supposed to release. Is it going to be at the end of the month or the beginning of a month? It's only my expectation that it's going to be released to live next week, but I'd love to know what you think. Obviously, this brings the Supply or Die event into the game. Thread LMG bipods, with the original poster here saying, I feel the role of the LMG is not where it could be as a light machine gun. It often gets used now as a storm gun or heavy assault gun. I think it can easily be changed. Make it heavier, give it a bipod, make it more accurate than now when on a bipod, make it have a slow aim down sights when shot from hand, and overall sluggish performance. Reloading should take longer, no sprinting, etc. Is there any idea if bipods will make an appearance within Star Citizen for LMGs and perhaps snipers as well? Just think it would be nice to get some more tactical and role-shaping weapon loadouts. CIG responded here, Zach Priest, in fact. I believe he's currently Senior FPS Systems Designer at Clan Imperium. Feel free to correct me if his title has changed or improved somewhat. He said, when it comes to bipods, there's typically a lot of clunk involved, but bipods are not something that I'm aware of for the near future. Plans can always change, etc. My personal take is I would always prefer bipods to be simulated in gameplay via crouching and prone, with more drastic effects when prone, fully simulating a very effective bipod, as this gives the trade-off of mobility and isn't as clunky as anchoring it down and needing to have animations where you pack things away, worry about states, etc. LMGs will get a general update once some things come online. The main things that will affect LMGs are new sprinters in. Hello, sprint to fire. We currently don't have a sprint to fire mechanic in. Longer reload animations, recoil modifiers based upon stance. Once some of that is in, we can look at giving them terrible hip fire, probably keeping their aim down sights time where it is, increasing their recoil and increasing their damage, since LMGs are mainly about being prepped in position and suppressing areas, and you should win fights if you're aiming and static. Overall, you'll get a simulated bipod without some of the finickiness that can come from deploying a bipod. I really like this idea of saying, look, you're going to get all the stuff that you want from a bipod because we're going to balance these larger weapons around being deployed, crouching, laying down and that sort of stuff, but they don't need to write new animations because they don't really want to add bipods. It'll just come from weapon balance and those new sprint mechanics. Going into another topic, CIG have reiterated how to handle exploits. Some people have been posting about exploits they found in the last few versions of Star Citizen, some of which have yet to be fully fixed. CIG very much want you to post in the issue council, add to other people's posts on the issue council, add to the listed problems there and say, yes, you can reproduce it. Also post in the appropriate threads. I would always warn against people making a video guide on how to do it, even if it is just a guide to show this is how this exploit works and CIG need to solve it. I feel that you could probably make a video but be a lot more vague on exactly how the bug or exploit works. That's just my point of view from that as well, though. I've seen a few people do this in the past, and I would warn against it. However, I can totally understand the frustration when it looks like or you believe that CIG are not addressing an issue that you think is really important and big, especially with more playable patches being a thing. You do not want resets constantly if there's big playable patches that you want to play for long periods of time or whatever, and that's what CIG appear to be going for. And if people destroy the economy or there's these problem exploits, well, then they have to wipe it. But yeah, CIG have been pointing people to appropriate threads where they've seen them talk about exploits in game. So let me reiterate CIG's response to exploits testing, the issue council, and their point of view when there was some big exploits in 3.23.1a back in June of 2024. The CIG said, "We've completed an investigation into multiple exploits within Star Citizen that compromised stability and negatively impacted the in-game economy. As a result, we have resolved multiple Alpha UEC exploits in 3.23.1a, and we've identified and suspended over 600 accounts involved in exploitative behaviors, while also removing the illicitly gained Alpha UEC from the Star Citizen ecosystem. Cheating and exploiting undermine the integrity of our game and the efforts of our dedicated backers who help us build Star Citizen. We take these actions seriously and assure you that we are continuously developing additional measures against cheating and exploitation. We will continue to prioritize triaging exploits with the highest urgency to isolate and address these issues as they pop up. At this stage of development, exploits and issues like these are likely to arise, which is one of the benefits of open development and working closely with our community. Identifying, testing, and reporting exploits is acceptable and encouraged. We've gained valuable insights through your issue council reports, and we thank you for that. However, once an exploit is identified and confirmed, continued abuse for personal gain will not be tolerated and will result in action on our part. Once again, we're super appreciative of your efforts in flagging recent issues and your general support in utilising the Issue Council. We'll keep you updated as we continue to develop measures to ensure fair play." So I hope CIG are going to be fixing exploits and stuff like that that appear in the game ASAP, especially when they're going for a more playable game. Or also anything that's cheating. I hate cheaters, and I want them removed from the game permanently. When it comes to drawing attention to something that CIG should fix or you think they should fix in game, if they have not addressed it for a long period of time, maybe just mention that it's an issue and just refer to it as an issue. Maybe talk about it in terms of they need to fix this issue on your socials and with other content creators, other members of the community, but potentially don't go into too much detail of exactly how to replicate it perfectly when talking about it casually. Anyway, obviously with issue council report, I suppose you need to. There's also a YouTube email scam going around where people are trying to get you to see a video about monetization changes and then like click their links, get your details and stuff like that. Just be hyper aware of that. I got an email, was a bit confused. There was some AI manipulation at play in a video I saw, and then scammers were also spoofing the YouTube email. So I would always say, if in doubt, it's probably a scam. Not Star Citizen though, that's not a scam. Don't get those two confused. Also not a scam, going to my link below for NordVPN. Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen updates. We've got a new 4.0.2 alpha patch on the PTU, and I'm expecting it live by next Friday, the 28th of February. Also, next week, we've got a roadmap update, CIG have confirmed. We also have some dev responses from server maintenance staff to Vulkan updates. We also have a little bit of a short one from This Week in Star Citizen from the CIG. Let's actually start with that. Quarter More 2955 kicked off last week. Whether you're sharing gifts or venturing out to scenic spots, we've enjoyed all of the community creations lighting up the hub. This year's celebration also introduced the Anvil Super Hornet Mark II, along with the Heartseeker kit, a Hornet loadout guide, and a deep dive into its design in the latest Behind the Ship episode. Just as a quick little reference, the Super Hornet Mark II is a military spec, or at least close to Hornet Mark II, with an extra seat. Along with the F7A Mark II, it can use the more military spec nose turret. All central turret and central modules for the Mark IIs are all interchangeable with each other, but the other versions of the Hornet Mark II have to make use of the civilian nose turret if they want to use that rather than the military one. And the Heartseeker is now a kit that can be applied to any of the Mark II Hornets. It's a bespoke ball turret with integrated weapons and the Heartseeker skin, going back to the CIG post though. Plus, don't miss your chance to earn an exclusive Spectrum badge by joining the Duo Showdown event in Arena Commander, or put your wit to the test in our How to Not Get a Date comic contest. We also dropped the Comms Dive 2 last week. Your feedback made it clear just how valuable these insights are, so we're back with another round of answers straight from the devs, and there's more on the way. One of the things they said, probably the largest thing there, was that Vault weapons are coming into the game at some point soon. New FPS weapons and gear will also follow that as well. So one of the initiatives they're going to be pushing this year is more FPS weapons and armor in the monthly patches. Looking ahead, the first roadmap update of 2025 lands next Wednesday, giving you a first glimpse at what's on the horizon for 4.0.2, Alpha 4.0.1, and beyond. I mean, I know what's in 4.0.2 to the most part, because it's on the open PT at the moment, although there could be a bit more. I'm hoping that we see 4.0.3. So just so you're aware, CIG are now going to be doing monthly patches. We're expecting these monthly patches to be things like 4.0.2, 4.0.3, and add some narrative missions, some mission-based content, make the game more playable, fix loads of bugs, expand out missions and gameplay area, and features that are already there, but add less features. But like 4.1, that would be a more major patch. That would be adding a new feature, almost certainly like engineering. But yeah, we'll be looking at that roadmap update and the progress tracker as soon as that has been updated. CIG reiterated that this is Wednesday, the 26th of February, where they're going to be updating this. Well, what's going on this week from CIG? Not very much. So we might see like patch watches, we might see some more forum posts and stuff from them. Most likely we'll see more.
Now, why is it taking forever? is it like this?